Hey, it's Gavin here. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a $100,000 a month Twitter funnel that I recently came across on someone's Twitter profile. And the reason I want to do this is, firstly, it's just a great reminder for myself of what's possible with as simple a funnel as this guy has built for himself. And also just what's possible in regards to the things you can build just with simple content, driving people to a landing page and capturing that traffic, for example. The person I'm talking about today is Nick Buzz. So his profile's live. You can come to his profile. And as I said, I've been following him for a little while, and he recently made a post, which is what triggered me to want to map this out and then talk through it. Because again, it's a great example for myself, and it's also just a great case study of different funnels you can build. As long as you have the right type of content, you have the traffic coming in, you can build a crazy, crazy marketing channel just from something as simple as Twitter. You can see he said in the last year he's done over $1 million in sales, and it's all been from Twitter. And you can see it's been a journey of different businesses, but so that's kind of his trajectory that he posted. But he even says here most of the revenue has all been on this one productized design agency that he has called Baked.Design. And you can see the link is over here at the top, Baked.Design. And just a disclaimer, I have nothing to do with Nick Buzz. I just came across this and I wanted to kind of case study it because it's really interesting. And then actually what I'm going to talk about as well is, because I'm obviously a no code and marketing automation expert and consultant, I've given some ideas of if he doesn't have these things already, these things would add a couple of more sales from his current leads. And also it's just great systems to have and automations to have if you are running a agency or any type of business really. These are great systems to have. So I'm going to walk you through those as well after I just show you his initial funnel. Again, I haven't worked with Nick Buzz. This is just me coming across his stuff, wanted to map it out, and then giving some thoughts and ideas from my own experience and expertise. So the thing about this funnel is he is top of funnel. His profile is the top of funnel, and all he's doing is trying to drive traffic to his landing page. So he's actually got one landing page, but there's two versions of it. I saw he recently updated it, and I had a screenshot of the old one as well. But all he's doing is posting stuff on Twitter. I'm going to talk about what stuff he's posting, just generally, where he's driving that traffic to, the landing page, and then he's trying to get them to book a call. That is the whole funnel as far as we can see. And in regards to what he's posting, you can see here I've mapped out a couple of points based on what I've learned from my own profile, and then also what he's mentioned is that you just posting things about case studies you've worked on, past work. You're showing people authority on how you can solve their type of problem in whatever your expertise is. And also one thing he does do is he also personalizes things a little bit. He makes himself a human. He talks about in a post a couple of days ago, talking about like being a father, becoming a father, and how that also tied into business and the fear and things like that. So he's also humanizing himself because people buy from people. You don't want to just be this faceless brand, which you can be, but it definitely helps with his personality. People are going to arrive on the call much ready to buy. They feel like they know you already, and it makes the sale a lot easier. And you can see here, he's no slacker in regards to making calls to action. He's not just posting and hoping people go to his stuff. He is making direct calls to say, hey, if you want a design partner, if you want help with designing your business, go to my website and book a call. And obviously he goes very hard in regards to book a call there, CTAs. He's got links to his other things. And obviously it always helps to have that sweet progression of the MMR, which definitely builds a bit of FOMO sometimes with people. And the landing page is very simple. I'm going to show you the most recent version because his CTAs haven't really changed. He either says book a call or he says subscribe. Subscribe just goes to the payment page and you can buy right there and then. And this is like a $6,000 a month program. Obviously, I don't know Nick and I don't know the back end of his business. So I don't know the split between how many people just straight up buy and how many people book a call. But I'm just showing you how simple it can be. He's just saying book a call or subscribe. If he wanted to, he could add some type of newsletter or lead magnet and potentially pull some more people into the mix that aren't quite ready to buy. But that's also what his Twitter profile can act as, is just act as that nurturing newsletter, for example. So you can see here, this website's pretty straightforward, just testimonials, clear CTA, showing past work, things like that. And that's his whole funnel. He's trying to get people to book a call or sign up right away. And now I'm just going to give a couple ideas around automations Nick could implement if he doesn't have them already. Or if you are running your own service or agency, you can add these types of automations and ideas, and they will add extra clients in the long run, and you don't have to do anything additional. So let's say someone books a call, and this is based off just his funnel. We're not having any like opt-ins or newsletters. It's just someone books a call. So what can we do? Well, firstly, we want to make sure we track those deals. So whatever CRM you're using, you want to create that deal in the CRM so you can know how much is in your pipeline. And what I typically like to do is people have already booked a call, and two things can happen is they either show up to the call or they don't show up to the call. And you've already put in the work to generate their lead. So why wouldn't we try get them to show up as much as we can, increase those chances? And that's what I really like doing with call nurturing sequences. And it doesn't have to be these crazy overblown like things. It can just be when they opt in, they receive an email saying, hey, looking forward to the call. And you can also just educate people a little bit more about you and the business. So that could be like, hey, take a look at these before showing up to the call, and you'll have a much better idea around how we operate and the type of business we have. And you can split that up just across 2 or 3 emails, for example. So it can be handling objections if they're like, oh, can I cancel any time? Or it's like, hey, before we jump on the call, you might already be wondering some of these questions, a couple of objection handling questions. And again, testimonials, case studies, things like that. Now we have 2 situations. They can either show up for the call or they don't show up for the call. If they don't show up for the call, then what we are going to do is we are going to have a post-call form that actually should happen on here as well. And that if they don't show, we add them to a win-back sequence. Because again, we've already put in the work to generate. They showed some type of interest. Why wouldn't we try to win them back? So we can put them into a sequence that just tries to win them back with 2, 3 emails like, hey, must have missed each other, or like, hey, it's unfortunate we couldn't have the call, but still love to chat. And you can just hit them again with a couple more, say, case studies, testimonials, or objection handlers. And then if they do book again, you just pull them out of that sequence. So remove them from the sequence if they book another call. That's very easy. And if they don't do that, then you could, what actually you could have done here is you could have jumped in here and send them an email saying like, hey, bummer we couldn't have our call together. Would you like to stay connected? And I'll keep just sending you valuable tips, things I'm working on, things like that. It can just be like a yes, no type of email. And if they do opt in, you've got like a newsletter now. And if they don't, they probably weren't interested anyway. And we can still create a task to follow up in 3 months. So let's say they do show up for the call. That's the better situation. Again, I really like using forms after calls that the sales rep, or if you are the sales rep as the founder, you can fill out just saying, quick notes, what happened on the call? Did they show? Did they not show? And any other notes that are normally useful on the call. And obviously splitting those up into standardized questions really is helpful, because when they go into your CRM, then you can pull that data, you can do some analysis around all the people that did show, they answered this to these type of questions. All the people that didn't show, they were from like X place, or whatever. We just have to build those questions and notes like that. So let's say the client doesn't close. It's kind of the same thing as what I was saying with the win-back sequences. You can just send them an email saying like, hey, okay, that's a bummer. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Then you can ask them to join the newsletter, and you can create a follow-up task for a couple of months' time. If they do close, now we're getting into the onboarding side of a business. So when they fill out that post-call form, and it's 1, you could say, generate the contract. You pick up that initial deal that you created in the CRM, automatically move that to 1, because you want to make sure your analytics and your pipeline stats are correct. Then we could create various client records. Obviously, this depends on the business. You want to create maybe a record in your project management tool like Monday or ClickUp or something like that. And then you might also need to give your clients access to various documents and processes and platforms. Again, I don't know Nick's business on the back end. This is just me speaking from my experience with other clients that run similar businesses, and just things I've seen across lots and lots of businesses that I've set these type of things up for. So that was a quick just overview and case study, like I said, of $100,000 a month Twitter funnel that I came across. And hopefully you got some value from that, a couple of ideas from the backend systems I described as ideas. Again, disclaimer, I have nothing to do with Nick. I just came across this and I like going through these types of funnels to remind myself and also to give some value to everyone else. So if you want help setting up these types of automations in this type of funnel, you can obviously reach out to me. Or if you just want to go it on your own and you want to take those tips and tricks, then you're more than welcome to do that as well.